with some of the production he had?
No, it's Marcus is an outstanding player. A guy I'm extremely proud I've been able to play with. The way I kind of looked at it was obviously we're losing Marcus, who was a huge piece of our offense, for several years. But we'll have whether it's one guy or a number of guys, will kind of step into that void and kind of carry the production that Marcus had. Whether it's Richard catching more balls or Kevin catching more balls or tight ends and backs. So I think although Marcus left, I had faith that whether it's one guy or many, we'll kind of step in and pick up that slack.
Changing subjects a little bit, how do you like OSU's chances against Stanford?
Our chances?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel good about it. It's kind of thing where we're gonna go and try to play our best football, and obviously Stanford's gonna be a real good team, but we feel like if we have a great week of practice and go out and play our best ball on Saturday, we'll be fine.
How's their secondary?
They're a good group all the way across. So I don't think they have any weakness. Real tough defense. But we'll continue to look at them and just try to figure out a way to get after them.
Do you think they'll throw some more packages that maybe Cooks hasn't seen so far this season?
It's hard to really say. I think each week teams are going to throw something a little different than you've seen. So it's something we want to be ready for, but we're not going to psych ourselves out, wondering what they might do. We're going to look at their past games and prepare for that, and also be ready for a couple change-ups.
How nice will it be to play at home for once?
It does seem like a while. Shoot, we had a bye week and then 2 road games, so it has been a long time, but it'll be good to get back home in front of our home fans.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem.
Sean, how excited are you to be? I mean, it's sort of like mirror images playing one another. The way you guys play, Stanford plays sort of like a match of who can out-physical one another. How excited are you to be a part of this match since you didn't get that chance last year?
It'll be a great challenge for us. Obviously, Stanford's a great team, but we feel like if we have a great week and play our best ball on Saturday, we'll be all right. But certainly present a challenge for us. But it's one I think we're ready for.
Front seven, everybody raves about them. What makes them so good? Is it just being big and talented, or what beyond that? What makes them good?
I think it starts with being big and talented. I think across the board they got good players at every position. But I think they make a real. It seems like they make a real point of playing real physical, and they don't make really hardly any mistakes. So they're a group that's going to play real sound and physical, and that of course is a challenge. But we're going to try to execute our own stuff as well.
We're talking to guys last year, Storm specifically. He said last year you felt that this team shot themselves in the foot one too many times. So this week, is that getting ready for a team like Stanford? Trying not to get too cute, right? Just getting back to the fundamentals and the basics.
Yeah, I think that's well put. I think we want to go out there and focus on executing our own stuff. I think any week you don't really want to psych yourself out too much on what the other team's doing. You want to be prepared for it, but really what it comes down to is what you're able to do with your own offense, and if we're able to execute our plays well, then we'll see what happens. So I think getting back to fundamentals and getting back to the details of our own offense will only serve us.
Sean says playing teams that are just physical. Obviously, he's a guy that you call nasty up front. That he matches up better against big physical teams because it brings up his level of play. Do you feel the same as a quarterback?
Yeah, it's I'd say it's different for me than Harlow. I'm not really knocking people around in my position, but I think it's the kind of thing where as the game goes along, you just from my perspective, I just try to be sound and complete passes and protect the football, make good decisions. So I think regardless of who you go against, you're going to carry that kind of in every game.
Now, for you, obviously, the thought is that because Stanford front seven is so good, you won't have as much time. Now, I know the pass protection has been great all season, but is that something you guys kind of keep in the back of your head in terms of maybe the deep ball won't be there all the time, or it will be there? How do you approach that dynamic?
I think we want to prepare like we're gonna be able to handle it fine. I think we have a variety of different protection schemes, and I think it's the kind of thing where, as the game goes along, we're gonna call some certain stuff, and depending on how that's going, we could adjust. We have the plays in our game plan to adjust for it.
Murphy and Scove are the two players that kind of jump off the board. What kind of makes them unique or special as defenders?
I mean, they're just physical, and then they're always around the ball. I think you could say that about a lot of guys on their team. Is they're big physical guys who play sound football, and then you just when you're watching them on film, they always seem to be around the football.
Do you think that this is a mirror image? I know I said that earlier, but is that something you agree with, or do you disagree with that?
I think it is in many ways. When you look around the conference, I think us and Stanford offensively are groups that are primarily under center, which is kind of it hasn't been the trend as of late. So I think in that respect it is. I think when you look at their defense, they're different in a lot of ways. A little bit more of a 3-4 scheme. But I think it's something that there are a lot of parallels, like you said.